Welcome back to Command West, Commanders podcast, where we tackle the latest Washington football team news and answer the hard-hitting questions like, who said there's no moral victories? I'm your host, Bradley Roach.
I'm Donnie Roach.
I'm Eddie P.
And we'll cover that and a lot more on tonight's episode. We are missing one of our hosts, Tico Wells. He is currently on a plane.
Tico's flying back west from the East Coast. He was in Maryland or Virginia. I think he was in the DMV. We'll put it that way. So
is he going to do an airdrop or
for
something?
The holidays?
Airdrop.
If he sends a message, we'll edit it in at the appropriate time.
Hey, this is Tico Wells, DC's own heartbeat.
Well, we have a game to talk about.
We do. 27-26 was
27-26 Sunday night loss to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
But man, was that one of the more fun games we've seen this season.
It was gutsy. It was a gutsy game. I mean, that's why, the question you pose, who says there's no such thing as moral victories? I know that's like cliche. Oh, there's no such thing as a moral victory. My morale was raised. So, I take heart in how the team played. They played tough, and for all the injuries that we've had and having our backup quarterback in there, they were right there till the last second. They easily could have won it, but
I felt like we were well rested after the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn probably sat everybody down and said, "Look, it's great to see a potential great draft pick by having a losing season, but I know you guys don't want to go out there and play football just to get a loss. So go out there, fight like hell. Let's see what we can do." And frankly, they played great on every side of the ball. There was a couple of mishaps. One thing that I was really shocked but very impressed with, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they were throwing to Zach Ertz in like the flat, like on these little shuttles passes and stuff. And he was actually running with the football.
A couple of times listen to this. Zach Ertz, by the way, leading receiver with 10 catches, 106 yards, 10 catches on 13 targets, 106 yards, and 35 yards after catch.
But it was from a pass play, but it was more of like a screen.
Short passes. I mean, he did kind of drop the game winner, the game tire. I think it was when we were trying to tie the game.
Yeah.
Which we came back and got. Terry got.
Zach Ertz is great when you don't need him to be, and then the minute we need him to get a clutch down or a touchdown.
Let's give him credit though. No, he did a lot last year in clutch moments, and he did something this game too, where he came up big got over the line of scrimmage.
He was great.
He had a big game.
He doesn't run when he gets to the line of scrimmage. He tends to fall down. But anything behind the line of scrimmage, if he gets the ball in his hands through a pass or a shuttle, for some reason he knows he's got to run.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll combo those together.
I'm just really hoping that we can see somebody else in that role.
I think that's
why aren't we giving Ben Sinnott that pass?
Yeah.
That's
the frustration for me.
45-year-old man. The ball instead of the 22-year-old.
Yeah, all kudos to Zach.
Debo is that guy too on a lot of those similar plays with Debo. But
Debo is at least clearly the number. I mean, at least when Terry's back, Debo's the number two.
Number two. Yeah.
Zach is the number one across the board, and I'm kind of with you, Bradley. How much time does Zach have? Are we bringing him back next year? I would not think so. So let's see what we've gotten, and this is a good time in the year to do the let's see what we got in this position. Let's see what other options we got.
I also speaking of like what else do we got and like replacing people. Like I think we found our Noah Brown replacement.
Oh yeah, and
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, Treylon Burks
plays of
what a catch
so far.
What a catch. That was fantastic. Yeah.
That was a mirror of what's his face?
OBJ.
OBJ. Yeah. And they showed that. They kept doing it back and forth. And I was like,
impressive.
I even said it like, Burks, who's he? Where did he come from? Like, then I was just, that name was out of the blue for me. And
I didn't even know he was on the team.
Yeah, neither did I until he caught that ball. And it says he had 4 targets. I think the others, is that right? 4. I don't know if the others were even on target. It might have been some of the misses that because Mariota had a few misses. He
Yeah,
overthrew some guys.
he
I
was
mean, I
sailing some
I like
guys.
that they were going deep, but his deep ball wasn't there most of the
Yeah.
night. Um,
It was impressive though what we could do against this defense. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
for me, this watching this game and thinking about it afterward really just solidified how sad this season has been because the minute Terry gets back,
Yeah.
it feels like our offense can play the game again. And this defense is one of the best in the league, if not the best. And like when you think about the gauntlet of pass defense or rush defenders
hmm
that we played in the beginning of the year, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Abdul Carter, like all these crazy guys, and how we kind of struggled as an O line. This is the best rush, or this is the best pass rush in the league,
In the league. Yeah. Number
and
one
we
pass
did
rush in the league.
great.
We did
Our
really
offensive
well.
line is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened with all these
I-
other games? Is it just the bad matchups, one on one, circumstantial? What? I mean, we just
I think
stunk.
we didn't have Sam Cosby for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Connolly Jr. is a rookie, and the rest of the line has been doing good. It's just been a tough year because we have no one to throw to. I have said it the entire year that I don't think our line's doing all that bad.
Right.
It's
No,
circumstantial.
I think they're and we definitely saw it this week. They are the shiny spot of the season.
Yeah.
Is that O line, and what's interesting is we've been saying a lot like they're okay on pass. They can't open up a hole. It's interesting, and I credit Terry McLaurin a lot for this too. The run game was better. And we've talked a lot about, well, when you got nobody who can catch the ball, they can bring everyone down in the box. Well, now
Yeah.
you got a speedster and somebody who can get open deep, and they had to back up a little bit, I feel like, and so that gave us some opportunity. I mean, it wasn't a huge day for any of them, but we were getting some 5, 6, 7 yard runs in there. I think when you got better receivers, then
Yeah.
you gotta play them and not just the run game. And
Yeah.
so that
It
changed. I
just
mean, we did way more passing than we did running.
yeah.
On Sundays.
It just made me sad how just watching this game because it was a winnable game against the best team in the NFC,
Yeah,
and we have all these injuries, and like what I mean, like it
yeah.
just felt sad because it was like what could have been
What could have
if
been?
we had two edge rushers, if we had our quarterback, if we had two cornerbacks.
I
We
mean,
start
even
going
if you,
down the line.
even,
Listen, this has been a disappointing season. Everybody knows that. Flashes here and there of really good stuff. I thought Chris Rodriguez has been running really well this season. And for a while, I was like, why aren't y'all using him? It was like they were trying to force Bill to, be the starter. But Chris did pretty good as a starter and getting most of the carries. What was amazing was Terry. Terry has some great catches and some great plays coming in. This has been a disappointing season for him. The injuries, and I've seen that happen a lot of times. People hold out for their contracts, and then the season is just not what we expected.
you see the difference Terry McLaurin makes. Just getting Terry back healthy changed the whole face of that offense. It felt like, and so
Yeah.
that's huge. And obviously, we get Jaden back in there. It's
Yeah.
gonna change
If
things too.
only if only Dan Quinn was calling the defensive plays from the start,
Yep, that that
maybe
makes
it
a
looks
difference too.
different. I
Yeah,
mean, it's funny because he immediately Bobby Wagner starts playing differently and better, right?
yeah,
Like he got burned on that play in the OT, right? Because he's slow.
yeah.
But on that fourth down, or was it third or fourth down where at the end of the game where we needed to get the ball
Oh,
back,
yeah,
and he goes up and he taps one of the defenders, I forget his
yeah.
name right now, and he moves and you watch that guy makes the play. He moves back into the spot and gets a PBU. And
Right.
it's an edge rusher who's doing that. And I'm like, yeah, Bobby Wagner is really good. He's
Right.
just old and slow, but he knows what he's doing.
He's
And then
orchestrating everything out there for them, you
yes,
know?
and he obviously knows how to, he obviously got the pick. But I'm not saying like that was an amazing play by Bobby Wagner because
Right.
Bo Nix just threw it right to him. There was no one
That was a
around.
gift. That was a gift.
They went
But
to the zone. The zone was what saved them because if we tried to
yeah,
play man to man, we would have got burned again.
we get to see a little bit of what Dan Quinn can be, and that what this time of year is evaluating what we got. Wow, Dan Quinn is actually a good coordinator. We know this, and we can see it.
And did you hear this in the presser today? One of the press asked him, any chance of you calling the plays next season? And he said, whatever, I forget his exact words, but basically he wouldn't rule it out. That he might call the defense next season too. So we may not get another defensive coordinator. We might get Dan Quinn. So, he
Well,
knows
we'll
what
get a
he's doing.
defensive coordinator, even if it's Dan Quinn calling the play.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're evaluating what we got. We got a good O-line. We got a good. I still believe in our coaching staff. If Cliff stays another year, I still believe in Cliff. I still believe in Jaden. I know there might be questions out there for some people, but I don't have any. I still believe in Adam Peters, even though we've seen it. Last year's draft class seems to have not been the greatest.
Fizzled
maybe
a bit, yeah.
Fizzled a little bit, but I think the rule is still out on some of these guys.
I tend to agree with you, Bradley, and that was a question I was going to pose today, because I think there are people out there that feel otherwise. Are you still behind Dan Quinn and Adam Peters? And I'm 100% yes at this point. I'm not ready to throw everything out the window.
I think you really have to, let a couple of years, 2-3 years get settled in to build a team properly. I mean, that's what Adam did when he was in San Francisco. It didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Well, and you see what's possible last year, so it's not like this guy's a wash,
Exactly.
And injuries plagued us. So,
and I can't say out of the corner of my mouth, their fans are ridiculous because they're booing an 8-2 team,
right?
Because they lost the game, right, or whatever.
8-2 Super Bowl championship team, right?
And then also come back and say, "Oh, these get them out. They don't know what they're doing."
Right.
When we just went to the NFC Championship their first year, right?
Yeah.
Like this year was an anomaly.
Yep.
And so was last year, though. Let's also consider that last year was an anomaly.
That's true.
We had everything go right, and this year we had everything go wrong. It's going to happen. So where do we fall next year?
We were hoping to get off the roller coaster and smooth things out a little bit, but no such luck. It's still a roller coaster for us.
Yeah, I think ranking-wise, the team, if you rank us this year, we're probably like at the bottom quarter, right? We're in the last 5-6 teams in the league just because of how many losses. But as a real team, I think if you took the average of what we did this year and last year, we're probably like a 9-win team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's our ability right now. If we had everything clicking and the current schedule, we had tough matchups this year. We're coming into the end of the season, and it's just going to be fun because our goal is just to play spoiler and keep Philly out. I guess that's really our only saving grace. Like, why would you say you'd want to win any more games?
Yeah.
Well, just to spoil.
Yeah.
Just to be those guys that just go, ugh.
Here's the weird part about this year. 2025 is a weird year of football so far because who is really good this year? That's kind of the bummer of this season is like it's so wide open. If we were just decent, we could be in the Super Bowl this year because holy crap, the NFC is confusing. The AFC is confusing. I feel like the AFC is less confusing except for the teams that are actually good. The NFC is like, who's good? Are the Rams good? They just got beat by Carolina. Is Philly good?
Every time you think a team has hit that stride, and you're like, "Oh, this is the team to beat."
Is Green Bay good? Who knows? And I think that's the kind of the bummer of this year is like we could have been one of those teams that is like they're in the conversation of who's good, but here's the other shitty part. Dad, did you want to?
I just
speak on
wanted to
that?
say I agree, and because I have to chime in on what Eddie said. I disagree with if everything's clicking. I think we're better than a 9-win team this season. I think if everything's clicking, we're 10-11.
I was trying to be a little bit like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
how
know.
good will we actually do?
I just
Yeah.
it was so far from clicking that
We had 4 or 5 games last year that we should have lost.
Yep.
So, I
could have
mean,
lost. Yeah.
This
well,
game
coulda,
felt
shoulda.
like the game we had against New Orleans last year.
Oh yeah.
We were so much better than that team, and we won. If you remember, we won on a walk-off 2-point
That-
failure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
and it
right.
was like this game that we should have been beating them by forever. And in this game, I didn't feel like Denver should have been beating us by forever. That's kind of the difference. Like they weren't making all these crazy mistakes. We were blessed. Anyway, here's the other shitty part about everybody's kind of confusing is when we got Jaden Daniels second overall, we had 4 wins that season. That's what we ended with.
The season, before going into,
we have 3 wins right now, and we're sitting at pick 11.
Oh, right.
There's so many bad teams this year.
Right.
There is one 1-win team, but there's a multiple 2-win teams and multiple 3-win teams.
Yeah, right.
Like we can't catch a break, man.
Right. The reason there's also triple 10-win teams. There's like 3 or 4 wins.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like it's a weird season this year. Like usually, if we had 3 wins, we are in the top 10 picks. We're at top 10 picks right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, that all to say, we got a game coming up next week against the Minnesota Vikings, who just got shut out by the Seahawks.
Yeah, stomped on.
And look really bad.
Yeah.
They have quarterback trouble. Which, you know what the best recipe is for quarterback trouble is playing against the Commanders. However, Dan Quinn is now operating the defense. Maybe that's not true anymore. I mean, Bo Nix didn't look incredible except for that one pass where he did a Patrick Mahomes impression.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was incredible.
But before we do that, let's pause for a Tico thing if we need to.
Okay.
And guys, I'm so sorry. I have to use the bathroom so bad. It just came on. I'm so sorry.
There you go. Okay.
I'm going to pause real quick. I'm sorry.
Right. This is
Guess
Tico's.
we'll all do that then,
This
right?
is Tico's bit then.
I'm going to do that too.
All right, go for it.
Let's finish this shit up.
Okay. Start with a thank you, Tico, but give it a pause because I don't know if it's even going to fit there. So
3, 2, 1. Thanks, Tico, for that enlightening take.
That was brilliant. Tico had some really good points.
That was great.
Like he spiritually pulled all that information right out of the heavens. Like he must have been in the
How he does it.
He's at 30,000 feet. He was closer to the source.
Oh, that must be it. All right, so Minnesota.
So Minnesota, yeah. So they're having some QB problems. They've had JJ McCarthy starting. He got hurt. They had Carson Wentz in for a while. He's terrible. We know that very well. Then they brought JJ McCarthy back. He got hurt again. Now they have some rando.
Oh, so JJ McCarthy's not starting now. Is it Max Brosner?
The Max Brosner who threw like 4 picks last week or something.
Oh, jeez.
We'll take a couple.
Yeah, we need
not great.
Picks.
I don't know if he's playing this week or not. The other person we don't know if he's playing or not is Jaden Daniels.
Right, because he hasn't been cleared for contact yet. So he's throwing the ball. He's throwing the ball in practice. But
what's the follow-up game after that one? Giants?
Yeah, I think the last 4 games of the season are NFC East
Giants.
games. Yeah.
Right. So you have to decide what game do you want to have
to bring him back?
Jane, I think they should wait till the Giant game. I don't want to see him get hurt. I really don't.
I don't want to see him get hurt either. But they won't bring him back until he's ready. Yeah. I'm sure. But he'll be ready. I jumped the gun. Was it last week? And I said, he'll be playing. He'll be playing in that Denver game. That was optimistic, I guess.
Yeah.
But he'll play before the season's out.
Yeah. Regardless, the Vikings have a really good defense. It's not as good as Denver. And we just did what we did to Denver.
Right.
most passing yards,
Do they
most
have
yards
a
total
I mean,
this
I know
season.
Denver had the best pass rush in the league, but do the Vikings, are they considered to have a great pass rush too?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
Jonathan Grenard,
Okay.
uh, Vikings.
Because one of the smart things I think that Cliff Kingsbury did. I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from the offensive line; they did a great job. But he started that game with Mariota getting the ball out of his hands really fast,
Yeah,
and so they kind of established something, and it was these short little quick passes, and then that helped open up the run game a little bit, and then that kind of opened up the passing game more. Then
yeah.
by the end of the game, he was having a lot of time to throw the ball. Um, they
So
weren't calling blitzes or anything.
they got Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, who is Andrew Van Ginkel blew
Andrew
us up when
Van
we played
Ginkel.
Miami last year. Dallas Turner, who's always been good.
Is
They
is he
got
is Andrew Van Ginkel the guy that slept for 100 years and has the long beard and
That's Winkle, not
well, Rip Van Winkle. Sorry, okay, that sounds like
close.
they
somebody
got our
from a
old
fairy tale.
friend Jonathan Allen,
Oh,
Oh,
who
we know
I'm
that
not
name.
scared of at all. And then Javon Hargrave, who I think is one of the best defensive linemen in the
Uh,
league. They got Byron Murphy, who's been very good, although he's getting a little older, and Isaiah Rogers as cornerbacks. They're good. Harrison Smith is great. That's their
mm,
safety.
yeah,
Um, so they got a decent defense. Where they struggle is their offense.
offense.
They got a great running back in Aaron Jones, although he's okay. He's been not as great. I mean, he's serviceable. Their O line is good with Christian Darrisaw, um, and uh, I don't know the rest of these guys,
Well,
but
we won't get I mean that we won't get a pass
yeah,
rush
we won't
regardless.
get a
That
pass.
even when the defense played better, like you feel like they did last week, still no pass rush whatsoever. So,
But
um,
of course, the bright shining star of this team is their wide receivers, with Justin Jefferson
oh yeah.
and of course Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor. Those three, T.J. Hawkinson, those four guys, those pass catchers are great as long as they have someone to throw them the ball, and that hasn't been proved against Seattle's defense, which we know is really really strong. But I still think we can win this game, and I'm gonna pick a win, even though I don't
Yeah.
think it's best for us. But I actually do think we'll win. Watching what I watched last week, if we play the same way, I think we win by a lot.
I had the same thought, Bradley, coming into this. I was like, we talk about, do we want to win? Do we want to lose? What's best for the team? All that kind of stuff. But I was encouraged by Sunday's game, and I thought, "Geez, Minnesota, they're not playing great. I think we can win
Yeah,
that game." So, I hope
are
the
we on
guys
the
don't.
road or is that at home? I
I
think we're on
think
the
I want
road.
to say it's on the road. Uh,
I don't
Raider
know.
schedule. It is
Oh, I
at
have it right here.
Minnesota. At
That
Minnesota.
makes sense. All right,
All
so
right,
I'm gonna
so
do I'll do my commandment here.
Commandment. Okay.
It feels a little terrible to say thou shalt lose, right? I don't want to say that. And I was
Wait.
thinking,
Can I just, before you say yours, can I say yours from last week? Because you
sure.
nailed it better than
spot
anyone, I
on.
thought. Your commandment was give it their best effort and lose admirably with dignity. That's pretty much
We
what we
did.
did, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I also think I was thinking about, all right, here will be my next one is uh preserve the draft pick,
Ooh.
which is a good way of saying it without saying it. But I actually think I'm going to go in a different direction and say, uh, I want thou shalt prove who will still be on the team next year.
Mm, okay. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see some
I,
guys
So
flash.
I
this
like
game is
that.
the chopping block time on this
It's
game.
I
finding out
want
what you
to
got.
I want to see what we got. I want to see some guys flash and see some guys who are, who still have question marks about do some things.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I got
You go
you
ahead,
got
Eddie.
yours done. I got mine. Yeah,
No, go for it.
I kind of mentioned it earlier about the spoiler. Thou shalt be the NFC East heartbreaker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Philly out of the playoffs. That's the only goal that we should have. Because
it's going to be harder. We have a stand a better shot. I feel like of keeping Dallas out of the playoffs because they're fighting for a wild card spot. I don't know, Philly.
Well, I don't know. Both those teams right now look about the same intensity level.
I
So
agree.
One of them's going though. One of them's
Who do
going.
I
That's
hate
true.
more?
One of them will go.
I guess I hate Dallas more. So I can say the same thing. Thou shalt keep anyone from the NFC East out of the playoffs. We know Giants aren't going, so and we're
Right.
not
So it's
going,
one of those
so-
two. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just keep them both
Okay.
out. That's a
Okay.
be the NFC. Well, it makes sense. I said NFC heartbreaker.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Here's the
NFC
only
hard.
thing about keeping Philly versus Dallas is we haven't had a back-to-back division winner since like 2002 or something.
That's true. Yeah.
So if we were to
win two.
if we were to play spoiler for Philly, get Dallas,
Then it would be Dallas in there.
then
yeah.
it would be Dallas, which would be annoying, but it'd still be Philly couldn't be like, well, we are the only team that won back-to-back, in the last 20 years,
Yeah.
Um,
Either way, we know that it's going to be a little bit harder for Philadelphia to get into the Super Bowl this year than it was last year.
The Eagles are 8-4. Dallas is 6-5-1. For Dallas to overtake Philly in 5 games, it's not. I think they're playing better than Philly right now, to be honest with you. So,
Oh, we beat them.
okay. So my commandment is for the offense to build on what they did last week. I thought they had a good game on Sunday night. Build on that, and then for the defense, show up. And they showed up on Sunday, so do it. Show up again. Be a real defense and not a sieve like they were for the previous for that span of 4 or 5 weeks or something. So,
Thou shalt end the season on a high note. That's all I got to say. Peace.
Regarding that, what do you guys think it was that allowed us to play so strongly on offense against a team that is supposed to be so good? Like I think on next week's matchups against Minnesota, it could be a completely different thing, and these guys are nowhere near as good a defense. Like
it could.
What is it?
I want to
think
ask
that
you,
we
Eddie.
did?
Eddie, what in the last, last 6 games, we played good in 2 of them. What were the 2 games, and what was the commonality between the 2?
Well, it's definitely our defense played well. And it would have to be the last 2 games because those games we went into overtime. Miami in this game, or are you thinking of another game?
Oh, I didn't think we played very well in Miami. I was thinking about the Chiefs game. We came on here and we're like, wow, we look pretty feisty against the Chiefs.
Right.
Well,
Who played in those games?
Terry. Was it Terry playing for the Chiefs game?
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
It literally, to me, it's our offense looks different with him on the field.
No doubt. No doubt.
I
mean, I was going to say
with him on the field. I think that, earlier in the season, Tico said, oh, we didn't even miss Terry that much when we won against somebody. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a statement. And I just think that without any people to pass through, because when Debo is left to his own devices, he is useless. He's not quick. He's not a route runner. He's a gadget guy. He's really, really good at what he does. But when left to the number 1, Pat Surtain on Debo Samuel is not an equal matchup. Terry played Pat Surtain better than even I thought he could have.
Really?
Last time
he did.
Terry played against Pat Surtain, Pat locked him down. This is the best cornerback. He won Defensive Player of the Year last year. This is the best cornerback in the league. Anyway,
how many catches did Terry have? He must have done pretty well.
7, 6 or no? 6 for 100 and a touchdown? No. It was like
it was just under 100. He was like at 94.
92 or something, yeah.
Terry had, I got it right here. Terry, 7 catches out of 14 targets, 7 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, nothing in astronomical numbers, but you know what? Just having him on the field is what caused the offense to look different. play differently. And I think the number one thing is what they brought up during the show, the announcers. Mariota was getting it out of his hands quicker, and they were measuring it, and it was super quick. And they
they showed the timer there at the beginning.
I don't even want to call it a dip and dunk because we were gaining good chunks, you know.
Because I was going to say, when you posed the question, what was different? I said, well, in my mind, there was a few things. I started ticking them off. Number one was going to be Terry, so I'm in agreement with you there. I do think the O line is gelling, and we've said we got a strong O line all year long, but I think they really made a statement in this game. I think Cliff Kingsbury called a pretty decent game, and the defense being stronger. We got the ball more than we did in previous games. We had the opportunity to drive down. We had some long drives that I think 2 drives that ended in no points. One Mariota threw a interception down at the end, and then there was a drive. I guess it wasn't that long because we thought we were going to try and kick a long field goal. We ended up punting it, but we only got just past midfield or something. But we were sustaining some drives and just having the ability to get the ball back, get the other team off the field. We held them to no points in the fourth quarter, when they needed it most. And that was the other thing the announcer said. They said Denver scores all their points in the fourth quarter. They scored 0 in the fourth quarter, so kudos to the defense. It makes a difference for the offense.
Immediately in overtime, but
I know there was no problem at all scoring in overtime, which was pathetic. But I don't know if our defense was tired out by that point or what. But
what's the over/under that Gagliota throws the game-losing pass or interception?
Who's Gagliota?
He's calling Mariota. He said
Gagliota.
Oh my God!
Eddie said this was off the air. Eddie said the past 2 weeks Mariota lost it for us in overtime.
I don't know what happened with Mariota in overtime. The guy jumped ahead of Mariota even throwing. All he had to do was pull it down, step to the side, and fire or run it. But the guy jumps, and Mariota seemed like he panicked and threw right into the defender's hands. Game over. I probably would have gone for 1. I'm not big on always going for 2. The percentages don't seem to be that great. But anyway, they went for it. I guess they figured the season is, pretty much a bust. So why not take a chance? And they did, and it didn't work out. But glad to have Terry back. Mariota is a really decent quarterback. It's those type of mistakes that he makes. The previous game, throwing an interception in overtime. It's those mistakes that have kept him from being a perennial starting quarterback in this league.
He understands his role on the team. To look really, really good.
Lose the game.
Preserve the draft pick. All right.
Sitting on the ground going, I just made $150,000.
I feel so bad. I do feel bad. But hey, Mariota, for all I care, has another 2-year contract.
I'd bring Mariota back in a heartbeat as a backup quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think he's done a killer job. So
with a full roster around him, he wins 3 of the games that he lost.
Yeah. He does do. I think Louis T said it. He does something every game where you go, well, that's why he's the backup. So, but he overall pretty decent performances in every game.
We still
all right, y'all.
All right.
Thanks so much for tuning in. That's a wrap for this episode of Command West. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we did bring you the latest and the greatest of burgundy and gold.
All the good stuff. We brought all the good stuff.
Happy Thanksgiving. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like us and tune in next week.
Woohoo! See ya.
Tico, where are you?
Tico.
Where are you, Tico?